Alright, as you guys can see, I got a photo up behind me. That's me in the yellow, that's Dray Persin in the red shirt. And what I want to talk about in this video is just because you've known somebody since the 4th grade does not mean they won't try to betray you. He did some bitch ass shit. I'm gonna expose him for it. Now that I got these platforms, I've made a couple videos like this. I'm gonna continue doing it if people deserve to be on here. I exposed myself for some shit I wasn't proud of. It is what it is. But also, let me get this out the way real quick. I got respect for his family. I'm cool with a lot of his family from Warren. I'm not as close with his family from Newton Falls. His mom, his stepmom, his dad, they ain't never did nothing to me though. I ain't got nothing against them. His family from Warren is some real ones from what I know. And they might want to get that DNA check because I don't see how he is blood family with you. Okay, so a little backstory. We've known each other since 4th grade. We used to go to these little school dances that they'd have at the community center. Not our once a year school dance, but the sock hop, they called it. His mom was a DJ for 95 Kiss FM, which I thought was cool as shit. And I met her by DJing those dances. There was 2 things that made me think he held a grudge against me, and it makes sense why he did this. The first one was, when we were older, they used to do this dance called the Teen Screen, and it was ages 15 to 17 at the Expo Center by the Eastwood Mall and in Austintown. They did both, and it was from 7 at night to midnight, I think. They wasn't supposed to serve alcohol, but they did. It was just like the sale in Youngstown. If you know, you know. There was teenagers going in there for years doing their thing until they came and got raided and got shut down. Well, one night we was there kicking it, and his mom started dancing on me, which I thought was really cool, you know, because she's a grown-ass woman and she's good looking. So I danced back with her. But then, and like I said, this is no disrespect to her. I'm just telling how it is. But from that night on, I felt like he really held a grudge because he felt a certain type of way about that. I should have told this part first. Backtrack 1 year, we were 14. We had my little birthday party. And me, Casey Bartley, you know, a whole bunch of other people. I don't got a name, but if you was there, you know. I lived in this little house in the country for 1 year, from 04 to 05. And we had a paintball tournament. And I said, hey, Dre, put this coat on, this winter coat. And he's like, why would I put a winter coat on? You know, this is in March. My birthday is March 22nd. And he puts it on, and as soon as he does, everybody starts ripping him with paintballs. And he's running, zigzagging through my yard, just getting hit left and right with paintballs while we're all laughing. And then my mom told us to stop. Now, mind you, back then, we looked at him as an equal. This wasn't like we were bullying him. I don't even know how or why it came up, but it did happen. We shot other people. I got hit. It was my birthday. You know, I had welts all over me. It wasn't just him. But those 2 incidences I just spoke about is why I think he has secretly held a grudge against me. That, plus another situation with a certain female that we both interacted with. I'm not going to mention that because I'm engaged to be married and it's nobody else's business. So it's actually 3 things why I think this took place. So let me get into why I'm talking about this. This is also a story time about a robbery me and him watched. It's not just me exposing him. So the first part about what he did, he moved to South Carolina. And I'm assuming it was because he figured that he'll never see me again and he don't care. Message to him would be, keep your ass in South Carolina. If you come back to the city, don't let me see you. What he did was he wrote Monique and my mom both in the same week and tried to tell him that he was some kind of modeling agent, and if they sent him nudes, he would send them $100 each. Then he was telling people from around here that he messed around with my mom when he was a kid, when we were young. Now, people used to joke around about my mom, oh, she's a MILF, this and that. But I know for a fact that shit ain't true. Even if my mom was ever gonna do some shit like that with any of my friends, he would have been the least one. But I couldn't see my mom doing that. Maybe when they got older, that's her business. I don't know. I ain't never been weird like that. I ain't never been that type of person. I'm grown with shit. You know what I'm saying? If my mom did some shit with one of my friends, that's her business as an adult. But he would be the last one. So now you get a little idea of why I'm saying what he did. You know, that's some weird ass shit. You know, me and her got 3 kids together. You act like you don't think she's gonna tell me. On top of that, you're doing it to my mom too. You must really want beat, bro. Okay, so the story time. 2004 or 3, I can't remember. We were either 13 or 14. And we was at my mom's new house. Well, we lived there twice. In 1995, I lived in this house on Summit Street, by the Summit Street Bridge. Mary and Ray Ray, her son, down below was our neighbors below us. We moved back in there from in 03 or 04. It was weird living in the same house that I had stayed in before. Well, my mom was at work, and my pops, R.I.P. him, my stepdad who raised me. I have 2 dads, by the way, my biological dad and my stepdad. Well, he didn't really like the fact that I was smoking trees. I was doing white occasionally. I was drinking. I was already trying paper hits and mushies and all that stuff. You know, X. So he wasn't very happy, but he kind of realized there was nothing he could do. He would find cigarettes on me and shit. So he goes, listen, he had something wrong with his leg. Like, he had to take off work for a couple of days. He goes, listen, if you guys walk to Ohio Street and see this dude and grab these 5 nickels, which is crazy, but that's how they was doing it around here. Reggie at that. He goes, you could keep 1 and bring me back to 4. Just don't tell your mom. I'm like, all right. So we jump up quick as shit. You know, we're kids. We ain't got no route to get nothing else. So we walked the 2 miles to Ohio Street. Straight shot from right across from the rental corral over the bridge, past Summit Lounge, straight shot. But on our way, we passed what used to be Hardee's, and they turned it into the Top Shelf coffee. And we, out of nowhere, we see these 2 black dudes wearing ski masks just come running out behind this house. It was literally like in the movie The Town, when the cop looks over, he sees the dudes with guns and masks, and then he looks back and acts like he don't see them. That's how this shit went. These 2 dudes stopped, they looked at us, they didn't really acknowledge us, and they ran straight in the shop. We already knew what was going on. We're like, fuck this, and we just kept walking. The whole time, we're thinking about and talking about what could have happened. We get our shit. We even tell dude what we just seen. He's like, man, that's crazy. I don't even remember that dude's name. I didn't even know him. He was just like some 20-something-year-old dude, black dude that we ain't know, giving some Reggie to some kids. But we're walking back. You know, he was cool, though. Respect for that. We see nothing but cops there at this fucking shop. So we already knew what went on, but it was wild. The one dude had a long arm thing, either a shotty or a rifle. And the other dude, I don't even know if he had one, but I think he had one in his hand. But it was wild. Like, to see them wearing the mask, and the first thing I seen is a figure of a body with something extruding on both ends of him, meaning that he had something long. We already knew the combination of what the fuck was going on. This is the last part I want to throw in here. So I guess there was like a fight situation with two on two between him and his cousin Justin and some dudes in Niles. And the one dude took off running, which would have left him and him with the random dude. But when Justin was beating dude's ass and he told him to kick him, he wouldn't kick him. Like, he held him down and was telling him to kick him, which I'm not saying that that's cool. It's kind of funny. I mean, depending on how you look at it, it's kind of fucked up. It was young. It was like, I think this was 07, because I got a good memory, and I remember what I had going on at that point in my life. So you got 16, 17-year-old kids. What, babe? Doing this. And he wanted to see, you know, it was like his little test run. He wanted to see how he would react, and he said he failed because he went to do it like 2 times, but he just couldn't get himself to do it. Some people just ain't built like that. Justin is built like that. I know that for a fact. I've seen him 5, 10 times in my life getting into shit. So yeah, I'm gonna end this at that. I just wanted to say that I've been able to hang out with all type of groups of people my whole life, from jocks when I played football, cheerleaders, to stoners, to juggalos, to the nerds. I was cool with everybody. I just landed on making the wrong choices. I ended up 2 years behind, expelled 1 year, failed 1 year, 17 in the 9th grade, went to JDC first time at 15, and then I made the choice to try to be on some gangster shit. I regret it. That was my path. I wanted to be on street shit. I could have went another route. These last couple days, the videos I've been posting been kind of embarrassing, but I want to let my online people know the real me. So I ain't gonna have no filter from now on. So till the next one, stay safe, stay free, stay blessed.